Florida was the plan. No state income tax, affordable land, warm winters, slower living, the feeling that you had finally done the math right. The listing photos looked perfect, but there is one thing those photos never showed. Not the insurance bill, not the tax reset, something more basic. In some Florida towns, the nearest emergency room is 30, 40, sometimes 50 minutes away. 3 rural hospitals have closed since 2019. This is not the whole state. These are 10 specific towns, and the last one will surprise you. Number 10, Williston-Levy County. Williston offered genuine affordability between Gainesville and the Nature Coast. Quiet roads, median home prices around $200,000, and a rural pace that retirees and remote workers found hard to argue with. Then Regional General Hospital closed in 2019. The owner walked away, leaving over $390,000 in delinquent property taxes on the abandoned building. Today, a cardiac event in Williston means a 35 to 45-minute ambulance ride to Gainesville or Ocala. Emergency medicine recognizes roughly 60 minutes as the critical intervention window for stroke. A 45-minute drive uses most of that window before you have even arrived. The affordability was real. The risk was never on the listing. Number 9, Pahokee, Palm Beach County. Palm Beach County carries a powerful brand: waterfront wealth, premium zip codes, world-class healthcare. Pahokee is technically Palm Beach County, sitting on the western shore of Lake Okeechobee, and buyers searching for affordable entries into the county still find it. What they do not find prominently in the listing description: Pahokee has not had a hospital since 1998. The 63-bed facility closed after financial collapse and lawsuits. In November 2020, the city demolished the building entirely. Affordable housing now sits on the site where the emergency room used to be. The county brand creates an expectation of infrastructure that the western edge of Palm Beach County has never been able to deliver. Number 8, Blountstown, Calhoun County. Blountstown sits on the Apalachicola River, a genuine panhandle small town with river fishing, low land prices, and none of the coastal noise. Calhoun Liberty Hospital covers not just Calhoun County, but Liberty, Gulf, and Jackson counties combined. 4 counties, 1 small facility. Hurricane Michael devastated the region in 2018. Construction on a replacement hospital did not begin until December 2023, with the new facility coming online in 2024. The visible story is that the hospital is rebuilt. The part nobody mentions is what keeps it alive: federal rural designation, Medicaid reimbursement, and a policy environment that the July 2025 federal Medicaid legislation just made significantly less stable. As of early 2026, roughly 23% of Florida's rural hospitals are considered at risk of closure. A single facility covering 4 rural panhandle counties sits inside that number. Number 7, Chipley, Washington County. Chipley offers Interstate 10 access between Pensacola and Tallahassee, low land prices, and a hospital, Northwest Florida Community Hospital, that a buyer can point to on a map. But critical access hospital designation is the financial mechanism keeping that facility open. Without above-market federal reimbursement rates tied to that status, the model does not work. Washington County has a high Medicaid population, a thin private insurance revenue mix, and federal cuts arriving through 2027 and 2028 that will pressure exactly this type of facility. The nearest backup is Jackson Hospital in Marianna, roughly 30 minutes away. The local hospital is still open. How open it stays is no longer entirely a local decision. Number 6, Moore-Haven, Glades County. Glades County is the 4th least populous county in Florida. Moore-Haven offers Lake Okeechobee access and some of the cheapest land in the state, the forgotten affordable Florida. The nearest hospital is Hendry Regional Medical Center in Clewiston, roughly 35 to 40 miles away. Emergency medical services covers nearly 1,000 square miles, with 2 advanced life support units. When a cardiac event happens in a remote corner of that county, The ambulance ride alone consumes most of the time that outcomes depend on. The county has no tax base capable of supporting a local hospital. The land price was always visible. The emergency medical services coverage gap was not. Number 5, Defuniak Springs, Walton County. Walton County's southern coast became one of Florida's most expensive markets. Buyers looked inland. Defuniak Springs offered a real downtown and affordability inside a high-growth county. What the listings did not say is that the only hospital serving North Walton County closed in March 2022 and did not reopen for over 2 years. Healthmark Regional Medical Center collapsed financially. It missed payrolls and depleted its reserves, and every emergency transport took 35 to 45 minutes to Crestview or Fort Walton Beach during the entire gap period. The Walton County Sheriff said publicly it put a tremendous strain on fire rescue and EMS. North Walton Doctors Hospital opened in September 2024. It is one small, physician-owned facility serving 50,000 people with no backup. This county has already proven it can lose its only hospital without warning. That history is not in any current listing. Number 4, Lake City, Columbia County. Lake City sits at the intersection of Interstate 10 and Interstate 75, two major interstates. It has easy access to Jacksonville and Gainesville and affordable housing relative to both. HCA Florida Lake City Medical Center is there and expanding with an $88 million project that broke ground in December 2022. That looks like confidence in the market. What it does not restore is redundancy. Shands Lake Shore Regional Medical Center closed permanently in 2020, reducing Columbia County from 2 hospitals to 1. A crossroads county where 2 of Florida's busiest interstates meet now has a single emergency room absorbing everything. When that one facility is overwhelmed, the overflow goes to Gainesville, over an hour away. One hospital for a crossroads county is one short of what the math requires. Number 3, Wauchula, Hardy County. Hardy County sits in Central Florida's agricultural belt with median home prices below $200,000 and a quiet that most of the state has long since lost: Advent Health. Wauchula is the county's only hospital, a critical access facility with 25 beds. 25 beds means stabilization, not treatment. For cardiac intervention, complex surgery, or trauma care, the transfer goes to Tampa or Sarasota, both over an hour away. A January 2026 report found less than 33% of rural Florida hospitals still provide maternity care. The July 2025 Medicaid legislation puts direct financial pressure on exactly this kind of 25-bed rural facility. The hospital is there. It is not a safety net. It is the edge of one. Number 2, Jasper, Hamilton County. Hamilton County sits directly on Interstate 75, one of the main migration corridors into Florida, and Jasper is its county seat. Low land prices, rural character, the highway running right through. It sounds accessible. Hamilton County has no hospital. For emergency care, residents drive to Live Oak in Suwannee County or Lake City in Columbia County, both 30 to 45 minutes away on rural roads and the interstate. The highway creates an illusion of connectivity that the hospital gap directly contradicts. Hamilton County's population skews older and lower income, the demographic most likely to need emergency care and least able to self-transport in a crisis. The county health department exists. An emergency room does not. The highway goes everywhere. The nearest emergency room does not. Number 1, Sebring, Highlands County. Sebring appears on the recommendation lists, not the warning ones. World Atlas named it among the 10 most affordable Florida retirement towns in 2025. Warm winters, no income tax, affordable homes, lakes, and listed right there in the amenities, HCA Florida Highlands Hospital. The hospital is real, but it is the only hospital in Highlands County. Avon Park has no facility of its own. Every acute care need in one of Florida's oldest skewing counties flows to a single point. 71% of rural obstetrics units in Florida closed between 2011 and 2024. As of early 2026, 23% of Florida's rural hospitals face closure risk, with the largest Medicaid funding cuts in modern history phasing in through 2027 and 2028. The retirees who moved to Sebring followed the data they were given. The hospital was there. The price was right. The math looked sound. The math that has arrived since is different. Sebring is still on every affordable retirement list. The one hospital it depends on is operating in the most uncertain funding environment in decades. The brochure has not been updated. The math has. Florida did not become a bad idea. The warmth, the cost, the pace, it still pulls people in from every cold and expensive state in the country. What changed is the math underneath specific towns, the insurance bill, the tax reset. And in these 10 places, something more fundamental, the assumption that emergency care would simply be there. That assumption was always the invisible line item. In these towns, it became the only one that matters. Which town surprised you most? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for the market stories the national headlines skip.